I'm joined in the studio by Steenhaut from software solutions provider Nuance and microbusiness specialist Tony Robinson to talk about task efficiency in small businesses in the UK, France and Germany. So let's start with task efficiency, and then I'm going to bring in our first question from Kelly. So what in both your views are the day-to-day tasks that really take the business owner away from the core activity, that waste his or her time?
Yeah. Apart from the red tape issues, where I already said nobody can solve them, business owners indicated the creation, the management, the editing of text-based documents as being the key blocking issue. They even said 30% of them said it's a bigger issue than traveling to and from meetings, and this is very significant. I mean, if it's such a blocking issue, and it's also a pity at the same time because the technology is there to address that. I'm just saying, what are we typically doing when we receive an invitation for an event where we need to enrich and register? We print it off. We fill it in by hand. We go to the scanner, we scan it, and we send it through. While with PDF software, you can work the PDF so that you can immediately fill in things, which is time one. It's time you can invest in other things. It's so easy. Speech recognition, creating a document, and you're a writer, Tony, and I
used it for years.
And he is a big regulatory speaking user. So he's writing his books with regulatory speaking. You're speaking 3 times faster than typing. So it's a productivity gain of 3-fold. And a good side note, by definition, regulatory speaking is not making any spelling mistakes. So you're already solved by that. So, like I said, these are small investments, but they can make such a difference in your day-to-day operations, removing these hassles so that you can really focus on what you want to get done in your business. And that's making money, right?
And we're talking here about time, but it's about more than time. It's about attitude, and it's about resilience, isn't it? And it's about energy, because one of the things that saps us as small business owners is the business of technology not working efficiently, or us not working efficiently. How do you find the speech recognition then, in terms of, a piece of text that you've written by hand compared to a piece that you've done by voice recognition?
Well, I never learnt to touch type, and so I was one of the first that took on Dragon Naturally Speaking. I'm on version 11.5, and I haven't updated my software, Jane, I must admit, but because I like it so much. Seriously. And the other thing I think about efficiency, really, running your own business, is back to what I said. It's concentrating on a customer activity cycle, always gain customers in your business. Every bit I've been running my businesses for 30 years, I've met thousands and thousands and thousands of business owners. Everybody has ups and downs in business. That's the life. We have some really scary moments. What keeps us going is the pipe fill of prospective customers. And so doing anything that can speed up those administrative tasks, writing an article, writing a book, writing emails, if you like, and I don't touch type, is fantastic. The other great thing about it, I think there's something brilliant about just concentrating on getting the task done. So stop the social media coming in, stop all our Twitters, stop all the emails coming in, and actually just dictate until you've actually completed that task, and then put into a PDF and start manipulating it or whatever. But seriously, one of the things that gets wrong is that you can lose a whole day on meaningless things, and the important priority, like is an article that could go in the Evening Standard, for example, and promote your business, doesn't get done.
It's so easy to be distracted, isn't it? I'm going to take a question here. In fact, let's take this one from Kelly. It's very, very generic. What's the single most important piece of advice, Tony, that you would give to somebody who is setting up a business? So we're not talking now about established businesses, somebody setting up, and advice from you as well, Stephen, if you would.
Well, in terms of setting up, I think it's almost the opposite of Germany and France. I think German and France businesses are going to have to get clever and move into this age where there is corporate meltdown. I believe most businesses nowadays, in order to survive, need multiple income streams. That means that what you've got to do is always test trade different things, different products and services. You've got to be constantly innovating. Innovation takes time. So therefore, what you've got to do is right from the beginning decide whether it's a service. You might use a sales platform, for example. You know, there's lots of them around for designers, for photographers, various things. You might actually do a lot of your selling through something like a sales platform. You might do your administration through the fastest way you can, through the page. It's about creating the maximum amount of time to actually test and ask customers what they think about these kind of things before you start your business.
Okay.
Don't go into business until you've tested the most effective ways of doing it. Stay in a job, please. Start it part-time. Create some income streams, if you like, and that's really the most important thing.
Okay.
What you think may be successful is often not. Customers tell you the best.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
Well, I completely agree with Tony. As a marketeer, I would just add one thing. A good website is so key in these times to drive business, to be in front of your customers. This is something too many people are neglecting.
Yeah, it's your shop window, and it needs to be of
it's
sufficient
reflecting
quality.
you as a person, as a business, and how you see the future.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that. Question here, it's just disappeared from the screen, but in fact I remember it. My employees, this is from Gordon, my employees work remotely and on the go. What are the best innovations in mobile technology can I introduce for them? Can I start with you on that one, Steve?
Yeah, for example, we were talking about speech recognition. I'm also somebody who is traveling regularly. I am carrying a digital recorder device to take notes. Things which are popping up in my mind in the airport, I'm dictating notes. I'm coming to my workstation place, I connect my digital recorder to the PC, and everything I've been dictating for these 3-4 days is immediately transcribed. So for taking notes, for thoughts, this is really helpful for me. Mobile applications, a good CRM system. I'm always going back to the previous question, it's not something in the first step, but if you want to build your business, a good CRM system, it's key for me. Knowing your customers, the history of your customers. There are a lot of mobile CRM systems available at the market. So invest in mobile applications, definitely.
I think the fantastic thing is that you can build a business collaboratively with lots of other freelancers, and mobile technologies allow you to put everything into the cloud so you can share information while you're on the go. My business itself has everybody in different locations, my virtual assistants in France, all of these kind of different people, and the mobile technologies allow us to communicate all the time. They allow us to put the documents in the cloud, etc. So I think it's fantastic, and it's only kind of like an app away, so it's really, I think everybody's going for this really on demand. Does that make sense? I think mobile technology is on demand, almost. You do something because it's immediate.
Yeah. Good question here from Charlie. What are the most common mistakes made by SMBs in the UK with regards to productivity? Productivity in particular there, let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Start with you then.
I think it's, I understand there's things like freedom software where you can't actually get onto the internet. Because in actual fact, although we're talking about all the wonderful things, it's actually about prioritising, let's say, for 4 or 5 things you're going to achieve in that day. And all those meaningless interruptions, if you like, you don't get involved in them until you've achieved your 4 or 5 things that you must do in that day. So I think that is the biggest mistake, is to actually think you're working, because there's lots of activity, but you're not actually achieving, if you like. It's about focusing, and people talk about it as though it's great about multitasking. It's rubbish, really, isn't it? you should actually focus on doing one thing, get it finished, if you like, before moving on. And that's why we talk about things like speech recognition and PDF, and actually complete the job, get it off, particularly get it off to the prospective customer or the existing customer.
What mistakes do you think people are making? And also, let's go back to the research. What came out in the survey that people recognised they were not doing well?
So I just want to add one thing to what Tony was saying. People can be too productive in the sense that working 24 hours on 24 hours, it's good for some time, but you will not keep up with that. So focus, lose the rubbish, focus. And what I always admire is people who have drafted the next 5 years. They will maybe not succeed it, but at least they have some vision where they want to go towards. And only then you can really focus on where you want to be and be productive.
Yeah. And setting realistic targets, that's another thing I think
Don't
is
want
important.
to grow too fast.
No, and even on a day-by-day basis.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send 20 emails today, but I am going to do them. I'm not going to watch something on YouTube for an hour and a half, which we've all done, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.